Left.
Right, you have the advantage.
Are you about to suggest that we revert to 30 francs?
Yes.
All right, 30 francs it is. Oh, excuse me.
All right.
Oh my God. 3 games, 90 francs. I'm sorry, 250s are the smallest I have. Do you have 10 francs?
No, madam, not even one.
How lucky I dropped in tonight. Shall we ask Paul for change? No, then he would know we were playing for money, and that would embarrass him.
He would be embarrassed. I would not.
We could get changed at the cafe down the street. Would you like some coffee? I'll invite you. Good evening, Paul.
Good night, Dr. Wolf. Night.
Monsieur Daladier and Mr. Chamberlain, the French and British premiers, arrived at Munich at the scheduled hour and were met at the airport by Herr von Ribbentrop.
I will ask you the inevitable question. Do you think there will be war?
If there is, Germany will lose.
What makes you so sure?
Can you name one really outstanding German chess player?
How long have you been in Paris?
Long enough to be hungry.
Stanislas Pilgrim. You're not French, are you?
I'm Polish. What is your Christian name?
Michel.
What sort of doctor are you?
Medicine. X-ray.
You earn a lot of money?
I suppose so. Does that impress you?
It doesn't impress me. It fills me with envy.
Do you care so much about money?
I care only about chess. I've promised myself, before I'm 30, I will be named international master. Before 35, grandmaster. Worrying where my next month's rent is coming from, my next meal, my next pair of shoes, spoils my game. I want my own apartment, a house in the country, a convertible. I want to play chess at ease, my mind on nothing else.
Please, don't make me feel guilty. I have an apartment, a house in the country, and a car. I'm sorry to say it's not a convertible.
What is?
The car. I'll drive you home if you like.
I accept. It's chilly, and I have no topcoat. Will you come up for a drink?
Such a simple question deserves a simple answer, yes?
Lights.
Oh,
I told you women should never drive.
thank you.
I'll have a light in a minute. The tenant before me had the current turned off. I haven't bothered to have it turned on.
Very wise of you. This room was made for candlelight.
My one and only chair.
Oh, thank you. Shall we take turns?
Don't bother, there are no cigarettes.
Doesn't matter, I have some.
And that book is my complete library.
Aren't you a little late getting to the Brothers Karamazov?
I read it for the first time when I was 15. I've never really stopped reading it. Tonight, for instance, just before I left for the club. You remember that scene between old man Karamazov and his sons?
Well, there are hundreds of scenes in the book. I have forgotten them all.
The old lecturer is speaking to Alyosha.
Alyosha? Wasn't he sort of the saintly one?
Yes, and to Ivan, the intellectual, the cynic. Speak, all the same. Is there a God or not? No, there is no God. Ivan, is there immortality of some sort? Just a little, just a tiny bit. There is no immortality either. None at all. None at all. There is absolute nothingness then. Good Lord, to think what faith man has lavished for nothing on that dream. And for how many thousand years? Who is it laughing at man? Ivan. It must be the devil. Ivan said, smiling. And the devil? Does he exist? No. There is no devil either.
Wasn't it Ivan who said, well, something like, if there is no God, no immortality, no heaven, no hell, no reward, no punishment, then everything is permissible.
Yes, something very much like that.
Larceny, lechery, murder.
Even the fleecing of unsuspecting women at chess clubs. What was your first name again?
Michelle.
I'll call you Misha. Are you married?
Widow for a good many years.
Sorry. Any children?
A stepdaughter. She's 11 now. I never felt like a wife. I'm sorry to say I never felt like a mother. My parents took care of Fabienne until they died. Since then, she's been going from one English boarding school to another. Oh, I see her now and then in transit. You offered me a drink, didn't you?
Yes. And you shall have it. With the compliments of the house.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's lukewarm and it smells of disinfectant. Otherwise, it's delicious.
Good.
Why do you shut up your cat like that?
So as not to risk losing him. It's the fattest one I ever caught.
Do you really love cats?
It's not a question of loving them. I think the time has come when it will be difficult for me to live without him.
What?
I'm afraid it's true. A speciality of the house. Fortunately, your 90 francs grants him a reprieve.
Imagine, Charles, you have made a correct diagnosis. You may tell your patient an operation won't be necessary.
I'm almost afraid so. She was so much looking forward to it.
There's a telephone call for you, Dr. Wolf. San Remo.
Thank you. Transfer it to this phone and then you may leave.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. It's done.
It can't be. He would want you to pay for the call.
Oh, he's practically self-supporting now. The Chess Federation is paying his expenses. You forget that he's highly thought of in the world of chess.
In the world of chess and in the boudoir. In every other human habitat, he's a louse, and you know it.
Hello? Hello? Oh, hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What?
I do.
Oh, how marvelous. Wait, hold on, I want to tell Charles. Stan drew with Fedorovich.
Thrilling.
Charles is thrilled. Yes. Oh, yes, I'm very happy for you, darling. When are you coming back? Tuesday. What time? Yes, I will meet you. And, darling, I want you... Oh, you have to. Oh, goodbye, darling. Yes. Oh. Stan doesn't want to go on about his triumphs.
No, not at 50 francs a minute.